Want to learn how to save money effectively? Today I'm sharing 5 simple methods you can start using right now to build your savings. No complicated finance degree needed. Saving money is a lot like starting a healthy diet. At first, you need to exercise some serious self-control, but after a while, it becomes second nature, and the results are visible all the time. So, what's the big secret to saving? Just start saving. That's it. Don't overthink it. Don't view saving as some painful sacrifice. When you spend wisely, you'll have more money for the things that actually matter to you. Let's break down these 5 methods. Method number 1. Make your money work for you. Almost every saving video starts with the same advice. Get a piggy bank, like you're 5 years old and saving for a toy truck. Sure, it's a start, but if you're watching this video, you probably want something better than financial advice from kindergarten. Here's the truth. While your piggy bank collects dust, inflation is eating your money faster than your dog would eat an unattended steak. Your money needs to grow, not just sit there looking pretty. Open a certificate of deposit, or CD for short, at your bank. Unlike regular savings accounts, CDs lock your money in for a specific period, 6 months, 1 year, 5 years, and pay you higher interest in return. The longer you commit, the more you earn. Start small if you need to. Most banks let you open a CD with as little as $500 to $1,000. While a piggy bank gives you exactly what you put in, minus whatever you borrow from it during late-night pizza cravings, a 5-year CD might give you 3 to 4% extra. That's real money. The key is still building the habit of setting aside funds regularly. Most people never build wealth because they spend every dollar that comes in, then wonder why they're broke. I started by putting $50 per month into a ladder of CDs, multiple CDs with different maturity dates. The first few months felt like nothing was happening, but after a couple of years, I had thousands in savings, and the interest alone was starting to become noticeable. Those initial small deposits created the foundation for serious wealth building later on. This method teaches you 2 crucial lessons: the discipline of regular saving and the power of compound interest. While your friends are stuffing cash under their mattress, where it's doing about as much work as a sloth on vacation, your money is out there multiplying. Method number 2. Set specific saving goals. Let's say you're thinking about buying new furniture that costs $2,400 and you'd like to have it within a year. That means you need to save $200 per month. This becomes your saving target. But why is having a specific goal so important? When you know exactly what you want, it's much easier to achieve it. It becomes easier to say no to momentary pleasures when you have a clear objective in mind. You'll have to give up other things to reach your goal, and that's a lot easier to do when you have a specific target to focus on. Without a clear goal, saving feels like pointless deprivation. The most successful savers I know all have specific targets: a house down payment, a dream vacation, a new car paid in cash. They know exactly how much they need and by when. This clarity makes all the difference. Unlike vague goals like save more money, specific targets like $200 per month for new furniture give you a measuring stick. You either hit your monthly target or you don't. This accountability keeps you honest. Method number 3. Pay yourself first. Although this principle is well known and incredibly simple, few of us actually use it. I'm sure you're familiar with the basic personal finance formula: income minus expenses equals savings. According to this principle, it doesn't seem to matter whether you save at the beginning or end of the month. But let's modify it slightly and see the difference. Income minus savings equals expenses. What's changed? When you set aside a portion of your earnings first, you have less money to cover your expenses. And when you have less available cash, you use it more efficiently. When we start running low on something, we naturally start using it more carefully. The same happens with money. This method works because most people unconsciously expand their spending to match whatever money is available. If you have $3,000 in your account, somehow your expenses will magically rise to meet that amount. But if you immediately move $500 to savings, you'll find ways to live on the remaining $2,500. The big question is, how much should you save? $10, $50, $500? How much is enough? Each of us earns differently and has different expenses, so it's better to think of this as a percentage of your income. Ideally, you should save 10 to 15% of what you make. But don't panic if that percentage seems impossible right now. Start with whatever you can, even if it's just 3% or 5% of your income. The important thing is to build the habit first, then increase the amount later. I started by saving just 5% of my income, which felt painful at first. But after 6 months, I barely noticed it. I gradually increased it to 10%, then 15%, and finally 20%. Each step got easier because I'd adapted my lifestyle to the previous level. Method number 4, test and choose what works for you. One of the most important principles of saving says, use saving methods that work for you. This principle doesn't just apply to saving money, but to all personal finance principles. On the internet and in books, you can find a ton of information about how to save money. However, sooner or later, you'll realize that being efficient isn't about using all these methods just because they're working for other people. You need to experiment, try different options, and see what works for your specific situation. This also applies to the advice I'm giving you right now. If you're not sure which method is best for you, there's only one way to find out. Test it and analyze the results. Some people thrive with the envelope system, dividing cash into different categories. Others do better with automatic transfers they never see. Some need the visual motivation of a savings thermometer on their wall, while others prefer tracking everything in a detailed spreadsheet. The method that works is the one you'll actually stick with, period. I've tried at least a dozen different saving techniques over the years. Some were total failures for me, while others became permanent habits. The only way I discovered what worked was by experimenting. Method number 5, automate everything. The 5th method is my personal favorite. Automate your savings and never rely on willpower. Here's a brutal truth about human behavior. We're lazy and inconsistent. No matter how committed you feel about saving right now, your motivation will eventually fade. Life gets busy, emergencies pop up, and suddenly, that money you were going to save gets spent on something else. The solution? Remove yourself from the equation entirely. Set up automatic transfers from your checking account to your savings account the day after your paycheck hits. Not a week later, not when you get around to it, the very next day. If you get paid on Friday, have money automatically moved to savings on Saturday. What you don't see, you won't spend. When the money never sits in your checking account, you don't count it as spendable cash. After a few months, you won't even miss it. This isn't just about basic savings either. You can automate your entire financial life automatic bill payments, so you never miss due dates. Automatic transfers to investment accounts, automatic contributions to retirement plans, automatic transfers to separate accounts for specific goals, vacation, car, etc. I started automating my finances 5 years ago. Before that, I was constantly stressing about whether I had saved enough each month. Some months I'd do great, others I'd completely fail. My savings looked like a roller coaster, up and down with no consistent progress. Once I set up automation, everything changed. My savings grew steadily month after month. I stopped worrying about having the discipline to transfer money. Best of all, I adapted to living without that money because it was never available to spend in the first place. By the end of the first year of automation, I had saved more than 3 times what I managed to save the previous year, with less stress and 0 effort. The greatest obstacle to saving isn't knowledge, it's human nature. Automation bypasses your weaknesses and makes saving inevitable rather than optional. If you implement only one method from this video, make it this one. It's the closest thing to a guaranteed way to build wealth over time. Let's recap what we've learned. Make your money work for you with CDs instead of letting it sit idle. Set a specific goal for which you're saving money. Pay yourself first. Test and analyze saving methods that work for you. Automate your savings to remove willpower from the equation. Saving isn't complicated. You don't need fancy apps or complex investment strategies to get started. You just need to begin and stay consistent. Remember, your future self is depending on the decisions you make today. Every dollar you save now is buying freedom for yourself down the road. Which of these methods are you going to try first? Drop a comment below and let me know. Until next time, remember, your financial freedom depends on the habits you build today, not on the money you hope to make tomorrow.